You're tuned into the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at BringingDownTheBand.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 133 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. We'll work on it. Longevity, how are you, sir?
I'm well, Mike. How are you?
Good to see you as always. I see you with the Take That 13 shirt on. Shout out to Metronome, J Moore. You know the deal.
And Printfinity.
Yeah, it's a staple, man.
All
it's a
in
staple
one.
here. Printfinity always laces the homies, so we appreciate them for that. Speaking of Printfinity, in the corner, DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Can't complain, you know.
All right.
Yeah, I see you with the Navy on Navy. Got the Navy on your wrist, Navy on your T-shirt. I see
Oh,
you. Okay.
all right.
I was trying to give you props, but
Yeah.
you weren't that enthused. That's cool.
It's coordination. you
Yeah,
know.
simple.
Yeah.
Probably got Navy on your Adidas as well, huh?
Possibly.
Something like that, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps.
It's all good. I ain't gonna put you on blast like that. But I see your coordination. I see you.
You already did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't put you on blast.
Yeah.
They can't see
y'all
the Adidas.
finished or y'all
Stop,
done?
man.
shit. Let's get it going.
Trying to give him peace to my left. The incomparable DJ Spoolz. How are you, sir?
Hello, Michael. I'm good, man. How are you?
Good to see you as always.
Likewise.
Rocking the Cubs garb as
Yep.
always.
Go Cubs, go, man.
Yes, sir.
First
yes,
place.
sir. Episode 133. Lone has the Bears Cup out. He normally has, so he's showing his, support for his team. I guess he watches them from here, every once in a while.
No, I don't, actually. I mean, they're my favorite football team, but
Yes,
I don't
sir.
watch the NFL. So
You don't. You've been consistent with that.
I just
so-
like the cup.
Word.
I don't like Chicago.
It's a nice cup. Chicago's a great city. It's my second home. I would consider it that. So
Make
shout
sure
out-
y'all subscribe and hit the bell.
Yes,
Boom.
please hit the bell.
Please.
for
That's
the
important
YouTube.
these days.
Yes.
The bell hitting.
Yeah.
Bell hitting
If
is
you
at
could
an
do that,
all-time
just
high.
tap it. It's
Yeah.
a little bell next to the subscribe button, if
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
mistaken. So
Speaking
Stop
of
the
bell,
fuck shit, bell.
Surround one of these.
please.
Yeah,
and
one of
thank
the-
you.
Jay Diff is pointing you in the right direction. One of these corners
You'll be
is where you'll see
right
the bear.
here.
Yeah, it'll be-
Right
it'll be in that
here.
location. So appreciate you, brother. Let's go ahead and jump into the rundown here.
Bong bong.
I thought I'd
Quick.
start with real quick. I thought I'd start with a little bit of sports. The Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals are set. Toronto will be facing Milwaukee as well as Portland. Trailblazers will be facing the Golden State Warriors. So
Warriors.
yeah, so that's going to be big. You got two backcourts with C.J. McCollum and Dame Dollar versus Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. That right there in itself should be very entertaining. You
By
got
the
the
time this show airs, one game will already be in the pocket.
that is a fact, as well as you got Giannis.
When is the first game?
Well, actually, 2 games will be.
Two
Right.
games by the time this airs. Good point.
Yeah.
Starts Wednesday?
Yeah, so there's
Tuesday.
one tonight. There's one for Tuesday, and there's one for Wednesday. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I never can pronounce his name.
Antetokounmpo.
I call him the Greek freak, but he will be going against Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. That game one will start tomorrow, per our taping. But that's exciting to me. Like those are
Right now.
shout out to Kawhi hitting that game winning shot.
What was that for?
I just love the outburst.
Hey, he
It's like an
stuck.
outburst.
He stuck the Kawhi
It's the
laugh in,
Kawhi
so
laugh.
we
It's the
good.
Kawhi
We
laugh.
good. Kawhi actually he gamed Philly and got him up out of there. So I don't know, Spoolz. I'm excited about these conference finals because we have marquee names, we have marquee backcourts. I think the ratings are going to be dope, and these should be a good 6 or 7 games for both series.
No, man. I
What
think
say
the
you?
Warriors will win in probably 4 or 5. Those
That's
two
tough.
will win in 5. But the East, I think, is going to be competitive. That's more exciting to me than the West right now. And I really like Dame Lillard, and I like the Blaze or their team a lot.
Yep.
But nah, man.
Nah, man.
Mm-mm.
KD went down
But
with
the East,
calf.
the East will be interesting, man. That Kawhi, man, I got to see the Bucks play this year in person without Giannis.
Oh, okay.
And they're good, man. They're a really,
Yeah.
really good team, like as a team playing together. So, and the Raptors are too. So I think that one I could see going 6 or 7.
Six or seven, but
Yep.
you got the Warriors in 5 off GP, huh?
Yep.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. KD is out.
I could be wrong.
They say KD will be out for game 1 and game 2, so that changes the dynamics of that actual series. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, it should be good entertainment. I got the Bucks winning, and I have the Warriors winning in 7. Those
7 games.
That shit's not going to 7, man.
I believe in Dame Dollar, man, and I fool with CJ.
I like Dame a lot, man.
They play good team ball, man.
They do.
Which is what I like about them.
I also like the fact that they like last year had like real poor performance. They got put out in the first round last year, if I'm not mistaken.
They
Everybody
did.
was like shitting kind of a little bit on Dame in Portland.
That's a
and
fact.
for them to bounce back and be in the conference finals this year is awesome, I think. So
I think the first couple games will dictate how the series goes.
No
dude,
question.
I hope I'm wrong. Side note, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Portland beats them. That would be
Got
awesome.
you.
Like
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
great. But just if I were betting on it, I would.
Yeah.
If Portland can get one of the 2 games with KD being out, possibly that could change something. But I think the Golden State Warriors, I got them in 7 because I think Dame and CJ are good enough to take it to 7. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just, that's just
Who's
my
gonna?
guess.
Who?
J Diff, you're not
who's their
going.
3?
You're not going. J Diff, you're
No,
not going.
I haven't been on your side for any of your basketball talk tonight.
Who's Portland's 3? I'm just not familiar. Who plays small forward? Like, who's going to guard Katie when he
Is
comes
that
back?
Amino?
Al Farouk Amino, I believe he plays the 3 and the 4, so he'll probably.
Is it Harkless as well?
It'll be between those 2. They'll draw the assignment. Yeah.
Okay.
So
When he comes back, assuming he does.
they're saying
Yeah, 'cause
possibly
it's
game 3.
Yeah, okay.
Calf strain.
Yep.
J Diff, what's up, man? You're not going on anything I'm saying right now, man. Talk to
Nah.
me.
Now, when it comes to NBA, not today.
Warriors in 5?
I don't know. I'm just saying it's not going 7.
It's not going 7. Okay, I respect
It's
that.
not going 7.
I could see it going
I
7,
respect
maybe.
that.
Yeah,
I could potentially see it going
both
7.
y'all are in the twilight zone today.
I mean,
Saying-
who's Steph
saying
gonna?
it'll
Who
go.
is Steph? Steph can't guard Dame.
He can't guard either one of them.
He can't guard CJ either, and
Yeah,
they
if
they
we
can
keep it
both
a
get
buck.
buckets. So
Yeah.
I think Dame kind of showed out against Russ.
Oh, he put Russ on blast.
So
100%.
don't get me wrong, Steph can score, but
Yeah.
How'd they do in the regular season? Just out of curiosity, when they played.
I
I'm not
want to
sure.
say split. I know each of them won one game on the
no,
opposing team's floor. 44-34 is what
your
we
mic's
got.
not on.
I think that's Warriors 44-34. Is that
the
correct?
fuck
J-Diff?
right now.
The fuck
Yeah,
right
right
now.
now.
I want to talk to you, man, in your face. So it sounds like the Warriors are doing Warriors things. But we'll see. I got the Warriors in 7. I think Dame can stretch it out, but we shall see.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and jump into this rundown for 133. This actually kind of piggybacks off the sports topic. Shout out to Jay Moore as well. East St. Louis is in the building. St. Louis is in the building. Kansas City Mac is in the building. Red August, he's not mic'd up. I feel great about that. How do y'all feel about that?
I like when Mike has a mic, so.
I don't. How do you feel?
Just being a hater, man.
I could
Okay.
plug Mike in really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could.
I'm ecstatic.
Mike,
that
let
he-
your haters be your motivators, man.
Hey, pay the brother, though. Don't get it twisted. I want him to get his bag, but
Yeah.
I prefer that he doesn't have a microphone.
Why is it that you like for people to
Lose?
no, not lose.
Sorry.
he likes for people to prosper,
Yeah, I do.
but he hates people that prosper.
Nah, I like people got
hates it.
bills, man. Family
hates
people
it,
have
though.
families, they got bills.
It's like that side hand compliment.
Red August got bills, man. So at the end of the day, I want him to win. I just don't want him to talk. That's
Fuck
all.
you, but I want you to eat a meal today.
Damn right. So I hope he hit the lottery after we leave, but I don't want him to say shit while we recording this. And Lone goes to record to make sure that he can talk.
You should be able to talk now.
Yes, fuck you, Michael.
Red August is in the building.
I like those.
Are y'all
But those
happy?
were like the first words he said yes, and then fuck you, Mike.
Are y'all happy now?
Yes, the shit.
What about the other series? Do you see the other series being special? I mean,
The Giannis series and
yeah. Do you think Toronto has enough for Giannis?
they have enough, but Giannis, man, He's on a different level right now.
And they're a good team as well. I mean, it's two good team games. So.
I think that's going to be a competitive one.
Yeah, I see that one being a
Like back and
So
forth.
that might go 7.
Possible 7.
Okay. You got 2 guys that are in situations where they have, B-list, C-list all-stars, and then a bunch of role players. So it's kind of even. But I still got Giannis. I think Giannis.
Who are the B-list and C-list all-stars?
Kyle Lowry for the Raptors, Middleton for the Bucks. You got Eric Bledsoe.
Okay, that's fair.
You got Siakam, you know what I'm saying, for Toronto. These guys they're good, but they're not elite.
Right, I feel
What
you.
we call
I agree.
elite players.
Makes
so.
sense.
Well, they're like role players.
Yeah, I think they're equally matched. Is what I'm saying. Lowry, I'm cool on Lowry. I think Lowry
should be better than Bledsoe.
100%.
But
Chris Middleton, I think is dope.
I think he might be the equalizer.
And they'll get Malcolm Brogdon from Virginia back.
Is he gonna be back?
Yeah, I think he'll be back for that series. So that's
if
gonna
he's
help
back,
them.
then Milwaukee's probably gonna win that.
More than likely, they're gonna win. That's what I was thinking. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Ilyasova is gonna give him 40.
Hey, he can shoot that thing though. Ilyasova can shoot that thing. So they got a lot of people. Mirotic from the Bulls, Spoolz. He can shoot that thing.
Yeah, he doesn't play for them anymore. I don't care.
Hey man, they got some.
How about
snipers.
that?
How about that? All right, so let's jump in. This is actually sports related as well. Jay Moore brought this up. There was the Atlantic online had a headline speaking to championship teams going to the White House. It says, why don't white athletes understand what's wrong with Trump? ? So Jay Moore posed a question which I thought was dope. Why is it that the black athlete is always asked about his or her representation in terms of going to the White House, as opposed to the white athletes that are not asked, how they feel about their teammates that are black or Hispanic that might choose to not go to the White House? It's never flipped around. It's always, why is the black athlete not wanting to go, as opposed to why the white athlete wants to go and is just going to ignore his or her teammates.
It's easy.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's easy, but I thought that was a good question. Like, what do you think about that? Because I know the game, I know the media, I know why they're going to ask what they're going to ask, but I thought that was a good question.
I mean, even historically, when we think about it, I mean, it's just been a thing for athletes to go to the White House, right?
Right.
So even if we take the racial element out of it,
Right.
It's like, oh, what do you mean you're not going to go?
Yeah.
So it's from the jump. I mean, that's just you got to like jump down a few things, you got to go down the path a little bit to untuck the nuance to get to that point.
I just don't think the conversation is being had amongst the teammates where the white teammates are really asking the African American or Latino teammates why they are making a certain decision that they're making to not go to the White House. I don't think these conversations are being had in my opinion. I think the media is the one that really puts the pressure on the black athletes to be like, yo, so why are you not trying to go to the White House? Like, what's the reason behind going to that? I don't see that on the flip side, if you will. That's just my opinion. Suppose you can jump in. I see.
It's kind of a shitty lose-lose situation for black athletes, actually.
Right.
When you think about it, it's like you're going to get questioned and somebody's going to think poorly of you, or a significant subsection of people are going to think poorly of you if you don't go. And then if you do go, there's a significant subsection of people who aren't going to like you there too. Like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It really sucks. And that does not seem to exist for white athletes. You're correct.
I can dig it.
Why? Again, because of the state of race in our country and because of, I don't know, the nature in which Donald Trump got elected and everything that's happened for the last 3 years, I guess.
Right.
And then not only that, everything that's happened for the past 450 to 500 years.
Yeah,
So.
Talk.
Forever.
I mean,
What'd you say, Jay Diff? I'm sorry. Anything?
Forever.
forever, ever.
Forever, ever. I see.
But no, I mean it's kind of what 𝐀𝐿 was touching on in his piece.
Good call.
About privilege.
Good call.
And how I can't really speak for a white individual,
Right.
or a white male, but he was saying that you kind of have to take that burden and view it differently.
Yep.
To understand what your privilege actually is.
Yeah.
So I think that has something to do with it. It's also media, like you said. Kind of goes back to the media asking Jordan Peele about putting white people in his movies.
Yes.
Like, why are you asking that question?
Right.
And then when he gives you an answer,
A
you're mad
direct
at the
answer. Yeah.
which is pretty much the same. He's doing the same thing that other producers or whatnot have done.
Yeah.
He's just black, and now is racist because
issue.
everybody likes to call everything racist nowadays for the most part. But I don't know.
I think we get, and I'm speaking to Jay Diff, Red August, Jay Moore. I think sometimes we get spoiled because we have two of our Caucasian brothers that are on the show with us that are legit and honest with their opinions about the other side. Like, Lone and Spoolz have always been vocal about, the white privilege piece. We've always speaked on that, and they've never been.
We speaked on it.
We always speak on that. I'm sorry, my mama would be
Spoked.
mad. Spoked. Let's do spoked instead of speaked. Can we do spoked?
No, you can't do spoke either. I just pulled you into
I
that
thought
one.
I thought you was bailing me out with spoked.
No, I was just leading you further down that hole.
Nah, man.
He was going to.
My mama know you,
Yeah,
man. Don't
spoke
do
sound
that.
good. Let's use spoked.
Yeah, my mama
Speaking-
know, but my mama
Speaking.
knows you though. Why would you
Speaking.
do that?
I'll tell your mom I said hi.
Speaked and spoke.
Fresh off Mother's Day though.
Happy Mother's Day, by the
Well,
way,
thank
to
you.
all the mothers out there.
Thank you,
I
Spoolz.
can't say
You
hi.
supposed to pull me out the hole, not put me in. That's white privilege. Anyway,
No D. Spoke.
you know what I mean when I say that.
Spoked.
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh,
Spoked
now
is
That's
you
a
a
know.
thing.
different language.
Spokes
man.
when you put the card in your bike.
Spoked.
in
What
your
about
s-
100 spokes?
See, there you
Yeah.
go.
That still spokes.
You're getting there.
Okay.
Remember how they used to
Oh,
tell you how
okay.
to sound out the words?
Phonics.
Where they work for me.
Yeah.
Do you remember the phonics book? What color was it?
I didn't have phonics books.
Phonics books were definitely in school. What school is Indianapolis public school systems? What were y'all doing? Because we
if
definitely had
you-
phonics books.
Oh.
We definitely had phonics
Everybody
books.
did not have phonics books.
Okay. Shout out to Indianapolis public
But doing
school.
phonics works for the people that were hard at learning.
Did you have a phonics book?
I don't think
Now
so.
you don't remember.
No, I mean, I wasn't, but
Now Lone don't remember. Hey,
Here's
Red
what I
August, now
Spoolz
Lone
know
don't
what I'm
remember.
talking about.
being said, I'll be.
Hey, Red
hey,
August, now Lone don't remember. We went to the same school. Now he don't remember.
I don't remember it.
You've never seen the phonics book?
I remember
See,
Hooked
that's
on
how
Phonics.
people do you, man.
I remember the commercial.
No, we went to the same school.
He seen some of his buddies had them phonics books, and he didn't want to.
Red August, you see how
He didn't
people
want to
do
clown
you?
you like that, but
Red August, you see how
he just
people do
walked
you?
right into it.
I mean,
Everybody did not
Lone
have
had the same
phonics
book.
books.
We had the same books.
We went to the same elementary
It's
school.
all good, man.
Like
so you said
everybody,
I was,
everybody learns at their own pace.
so you said I
Yeah,
was in the
man.
special classes. Say it. We can say it.
I don't know. I was in speech class in
I
fourth
feel you.
grade. I had to go to speech class.
I feel you.
You know, I wrote a book,
Lone, that's fucked up, man.
but I don't remember phonics books.
You don't remember. Word. Okay.
I don't.
This is not a jab at anybody that needed phonics.
Yo.
book.
Absolutely. No, that's why I just said everybody learns. at their own
Obviously,
pace.
Mike had.
Hey,
phonics
me and
book,
Lone went
and
to
he
the
turned out
same
really
elementary
well.
school, though. We went to the same
The
school.
funny part,
We
the
had the
reason why
same
everybody's
teachers.
laughing is it's Mike's realization is happening in front of you,
Right.
in front of
Bro,
us right now.
We had the
Like,
same. We had the same teachers.
Doesn't
Lone-
bother me, man.
Lone
Doesn't
is trying
change my opinion of
to.
being
Lone
at
is trying to
school.
play me right now, but it's cool.
Or
I'm
of
not.
anyone for
I
that
feel you.
matter.
Y'all was
I'm
in
a-
the same class.
No, he was a
We're in the
year.
same class.
He was a year older than me.
But we had the same. We came through the same curriculum. Same thing.
Yeah, we went to the same elementary school.
Same elementary school.
But I mean,
I
I
get-
did
hey,
have
Red-
speech. I did
Hey,
go
Red
to
August, they changed the curriculum.
That's
a
kind of
year
like I
after
went to the same elementary school as a lot of other kids
You
when I
did.
first started out, but I was doing the Montessori program, and they
The
were doing the
Montessori.
regular.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what
Yeah,
that
that's-
means. What's
it's-
that?
It's like phonics for.
No, it's definitely not phonics at all.
Hey,
Montessori was actually for the
means special for y'all. That's
Montessori was actually for the smarter little kids. Honestly,
They used to
Oh.
call y'all special, right?
watching. Yeah.
No, they didn't. There was another section of
Hey,
school
Red
for the
August, Terry
special
them ate
kids.
lunch at a different time than everybody else.
Don't try to twist this on me
I ain't
because you
tryna-
was
I'm
hooked
not
on phonics, bro.
Shout out to the Montessori. All right, so
But realistically, I don't remember phonics.
I feel you, man.
But I did have speech class. They did take me out to go to speech class. Because apparently I
Yeah.
could talk fine. I don't know what was speech class for in middle. What was speech class
You was
for?
I
tongue-tied.
don't know.
Maybe some sort of
You
writing.
couldn't say your S's.
I didn't take speech until
No, it wasn't
high
even
school.
about. It wasn't even about speaking. It was more so about like writing, and
Writing and-
comprehension or something. I wrote a book in it. It was like 3rd, 4th grade.
Shout out to school.
Yeah, shout out to education. Shout out to 25th Street Elementary School.
Shout out to
I'm saying.
Anderson school system.
Yeah.
y'all.
I know you're
Struggling.
not talking.
Phonics.
I know you're not talking.
I got
'cause you-
2 college degrees.
That's why they don't know what
Hey,
Montessori
Red,
is.
Red August is from NAP, so he was a
Yeah.
monastery student as well. Monastery student as well.
Monastery,
It's a-
sir, is not.
Yeah, that's
Two
way
different
Shout out to the
Two different
monastery
things.
kids out there. We love y'all. All the monastery kids laugh
That,
like
you know
that.
what?
The
It speaks,
monastery.
the facts that you keep saying, that's
There's definitely
just keeps
let you
digging
know that he
Anderson's
was hooked on
education
phonics.
system into a deeper hole.
Shout out to monastery.
It's just
Shout out to all the monastery
and
kids.
just
in that.
nailing home everyone's point. Keep saying it, man. It's
Hey,
great.
Say it again.
Lone and I went
Say
to
it
the same
again.
school system
Why you keep trying to pull him in though?
because Red August was like he tried to get your back on that, but he's a monastery student as
We
well.
didn't have hooked on phonics. That's not a regular curriculum.
Now it's hooked on phonics. You see the hyperbole? Now it's hooked on phonics.
We definitely have said hooked on phonics in the last 5 minutes.
That's
First of
what
all,
it
the
is.
book
on,
is
sir.
not called Hooked on
Okay,
Phonics.
let's move on.
Good
Good
goodness.
God. Y'all look up the word hyperbole. Exaggeration. That's what Jay Diff is doing. All right.
Okay.
So let's go to Rolling Loud. Is
Did
that
we
cool?
finish talking about all that?
I can't remember what he's talking about now.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the monastery. So let's
Dummy.
go
Has
ahead,
nothing
man.
to
What
even
was-
do with the
what was you
phonics.
about to
He's just
hit,
a
man?
dummy.
Nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing. Just,
All right, so Rolling Loud. I guess it was a lot of
The GD Monastery. Stupid motherfucker.
I feel. Shout out to Black on Black violence. All right, so
How about that?
Phonics. Super phonics.
Yeah, nice. Little shout to JJ Fad.
JJ Phonics.
it's like that white Australian kid that had all those
don't know if we had one of
educational
those.
videos.
oh, I
He
feel
was
you.
like, "Hey, you.
Little creepy kid.
Hey,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if
did you
anybody
say-
told you this,
that
but
shit was weird. Yeah.
you're my friend."
Want you to follow him into the fucking woods. You creepy ass kid.
Shit was weird.
Whew. Yeah, that was
Yo,
weird.
He said, "Follow him into the woods."
That's what he said. He's like, "Hey, come in the woods with me."
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro.
Then he sang him a love ballad.
Yo, hey, you the MVP for saying follow him into the woods. Yo, that's funny. That's funny.
Man,
Because he really said it.
goodness
Y'all know by
gracious.
now we don't have good sense sometimes.
At
but,
all, man. I apologize.
Mike was
That's
definitely-
funny though.
Shoot.
Follow me
definitely
into the
on them
woods.
phonics.
That's funny. All right, so back to Rolling Loud. Kodak, who's been in the news, you know, he's been in the news for looking like Lisa Simpson, as well as a bunch of foolishness. But he was his bus. They pulled his bus over. I guess he was falsifying documents in terms of obtaining weapons. So they found a whole bunch of weapons in his bus. Not to mention, he's already been, you know, in with the police, in and out of jail. We don't need to talk about that. That's one thing for Rolling Loud.
Let's
Wayne-
touch on that real quick.
I mean,
before
to
we
me-
move on.
To me, in my opinion, like I have no sympathy for a goofy. You keep doing dumb shit, you deserve to get what comes to you. That's just me.
He's
go
facing
ahead.
10 years.
Go ahead.
He's facing 10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How long has he been out?
That's the 𝗏𝐿𝐴 program he's on.
Well played. How long has he been out from his last stint?
Hey, I don't even know, man. These kids just keep fucking up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I don't have sympathy for kids that continue to fuck up.
What do you guys think about
Just
the
need some
people
guidance.
who are who are around them sometimes? I'm all for personal accountability. We talk about it all the time, but who's like
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people around him just kind of either like co-signing this
Yeah.
behavior or influencing it or being part of it. So like, man, there's nothing wrong with being a fucking adult sometimes.
True.
and putting adults around you who know what the fuck's going on to put you in the best position. Because whatever's going on with Kodak Black right now, it's seemingly, I don't know if it's all just like, just big fucking, like you said, the Tekashi thing, or like some big game, but like, this dude keeps getting in trouble. Like, it's not a good look. Like,
can't get right.
Man.
Can't get right.
So, I hope he can get right and get some people around him.
I hope so.
Yeah, right.
There
That's
we
it,
go.
man. So, just damn, like,
To
he got in trouble literally like 2 weeks ago, going to a show somewhere where he had to cross the border from the United States to. Do you guys remember that? He got in trouble there. Got in trouble at another place like a few weeks, but just
all this stuff is recent. Like within the past month, this stuff happened. So this is not.
You think he's got a target on his head?
I mean, it's possible. It's not.
Well, we know there's a branch of the task force or police that exists for hip hop.
He's not making it too hard for anyone.
You still shouldn't put
same
yourself
time.
in a
Thank you.
position to be easily sought after.
That's
You know
that's
what
the
I'm saying?
point.
So, I mean, you forging documents. I don't know. Is he a felon? Has he been convicted of something prior, or
I don't.
is this case just everything that he's going through? He just hasn't been convicted of anything yet.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know,
what it
dude. He
is.
was just on Instagram Live or something like a year ago, smoking weed and like with guns, and got reported, and the police busted in and arrested him for that.
100%.
I want to say for potentially, I don't want to be wrong, for being a felon in possession of a weapon or around a weapon, if I'm not mistaken.
Since
So,
we're talking about that,
but like I said, I don't know. Anyway, I just hope. I hate to see stuff like that, man.
there's one thing to be, some people just turn away or shun the OG advice. Fam, obviously, you look at T.I., you look at all the situations with Nip, with his comments, like he's not out here trying to learn from or trying to get jewels from or none of that. Like he's not aligning himself with any old school rappers or any of the old heads. So he's just surrounded by probably a lot of kids that are his age, and they just out here, like just out here reckless. You know what I'm saying? And to Spool's point,
out
like
here today.
and to Spool's point, it's like, yo, are these people enabling him to do a lot of dumb shit to get him caught up?
It's one of those, man. It's one of those fucked up triangles, man. It's like you feel bad for him because he's a kid, but how much do you feel bad for somebody that keeps fucking up? You know, but it's just obviously he doesn't have guidance. But is he? You know, it's just I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Fam is old enough to make smarter decisions, in my opinion.
Should be.
Should be
goes
old
back
enough
to the yes man thing, and we kind of touched on this whole thing about OGs being accountable like a few episodes ago.
Yeah,
but it also kind of ties into the other thing that happened in Rolling Loud with NBA YoungBoy being shot at in public, which is now that they're saying it has something to do with 𝐷 or something.
They say his I think it was 2 entourages that were, and this is just allegedly. 𝐷 entourage, and there was some gunfire, and actually NBA YoungBoy's girlfriend got hit, and there's a video.
Someone got killed as well.
I think someone died. Yeah, someone did pass away.
And I think a child was hit as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw a video. TMC
Dumb
released a video of, I guess him with, his girlfriend. She was laying on the couch. She was kind of applying pressure to whatever said wound was, but. I think Spoolz was the one that brought up, because I was asleep on the 𝐷 part until Spoolz brought that up.
I just happened to catch that.
Okay.
Not too long, dude. A kid, I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry I can't. But kid from Chicago, rapper from Chicago, got killed in Miami as well.
Was bad.
It was a violent.
Yeah.
Rolling Loud
weekend,
sounds like
man.
something I don't want to fuck with.
No kidding,
100%.
dude. Like, I mean, there seem to be some cool artists there and stuff, but I'm cool on all the like. I'm also 36 years old, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool on all that shit. And then, even when I was young, I wouldn't want to. I'm cool, man.
I'm cool.
Yeah, Meek actually sent out a tweet concerning some of the shit that went down in Rolling Loud.
Oh, word.
Talking about the artists saying, do y'all want to be millionaires or do y'all want to be crime bosses?
Nice.
He's like, because I know a lot of people in my neighborhood that want to feed families.
Yeah.
So pretty much y'all need to switch places because all these cats is getting on it's like they want to be more out there once they get in that position to where they're well known, and that doesn't make any sense.
I'm with that. Like, it's just crazy that all of this stuff happened. You know, we talking about 2 or 3 separate instances for one event, and I ain't even mention Wayne. Like Wayne not wanting to go to the.
Yeah. So yeah, what happened with that?
So Wayne was basically, it got to the point where he showed up. He was prepared to perform, but the festival police, not rolling any people that said Rolling Loud or whatever, but it said festival police. They made him. I don't know what that was.
It was the police, man.
Police
Oh,
sound.
sorry, thank you. But they wanted
the sound of the police.
They wanted to have Wayne, you know, be searched, his whole entourage searched, and he declined and did not perform because they wanted him to go through what he deemed an unnecessary search. Walked out, got back on the bus, and left.
Wow. Guess
So-
he didn't want that bag.
I guess he didn't want that bag, but all this stuff happened on the same weekend, and it's crazy. But you know, Wayne's big enough to do
The
that.
baby threw out fake weed.
I missed that.
Yeah, I heard about
That was such a strange comment to hear,
Word.
because the baby threw out fake weed. Like, is the baby the baby's a rapper, right?
A grown man. Yeah, he's a grown man.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well,
but that weed was fake that he threw out at the for his
Yeah, it was
performance,
fake.
right? Yeah.
The song is called Gorilla Glue, which is a strand of weed,
Indeed.
and then he threw out a bunch of fake bags of weed, I guess.
How about
Okay.
that?
Smoking them tweeds.
part of the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
part of the show. I didn't. When I heard that, I was like, "Why is that on the news?" Like,
Yeah, it's
I just.
Because it's called Rolling Loud, and he didn't throw out loud. He threw out some quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's the marijuana laws in Miami right now? Do you
Probably quiet.
know?
Quiet versus loud.
Yeah.
Well played, brother.
Thank you.
Well played. I see you. That's crazy. That's crazy. He threw out a whole bunch of quiet, but
Yeah.
who does that, man?
Yeah.
Somewhat corny, if you ask me.
It is. How about
But-
them sponsors, Mike? We
How
at
about
that
them
point.
sponsors? Let's shout out to Coleman Dental, Dr. Coleman, 317-255-8546. Bringing down the band.com, as always, is the hub. Shout out to No Bad Ideas as well. They always lace us
That's nice.
with the fresh gear. This is kind of dope right here. I like this one. This is
See,
dope.
that's up my alley.
Yeah? This is fresh right here.
Yep.
Shout out to Indie CD and Vinyl as well.
we got to push this up here.
Is a partner for us, and then also Printfinity, one of our partners
Sean's
as well.
very particular about the hat placement.
I see.
Because the hat placement determines, it's all based on the camera. We're
Mm.
professionals, right? We should know this, right, Mike?
Pro.
Okay. So depending on how the hat is, we're going to be able to see the new Old Heads logo, right?
Okay.
133 episodes.
How many
see.
times have
I
you
just
said
thought of
that?
a new soundbite.
How many times have you had to tell Mike?
I don't know. This is the first time on air.
133 episodes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Do you guys? What was the Quentin Tarantino movie? Oh, Reservoir Dogs. You guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
You see where Steve Buscemi flips out? He's like flipping out, and he goes, "Am I the only one who's a goddamn professional around here?" Like,
That'd be a funny one.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Potential future.
Classic material right there.
Indeed.
Have we given a shout out to �K𝐂 yet?
I don't think have
No,
Yeah.
I think we should right now.
Hey, let's do that real quick.
we? You know what? You're more familiar with him than I am. Just met him for the first time today, so I will defer that to you, sir.
Yeah, �K𝐂, Chris, is on board. One of our brand new intern slash video professional.
Yes.
So he's helping out on board.
And we greatly appreciate it.
Yep.
We do.
I've worked with him in the past with Beats and Breakfasts with Bringing Down the Band season 2. He worked with TR on that, and yeah, so glad to have him on board.
Indeed, man.
For sure.
And he's a
Appreciate it,
patron,
brother. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
So we have lots of patrons in this room right now.
Yeah. Say all
That's
of
what's
them.
up. We appreciate that. So good looking out, brother. We appreciate your assistance there. So do we have everything covered? Y'all ready to continue?
Yep.
Word. All right.
We just put out our Rob Swift interview. We can mention that real quick. That's what was playing at the beginning of the
Is
episode.
that was the first one?
Yeah.
Now we got
This is Boogie Blind.
Yeah, shout out to Boogie Blind. DJ Spoolz taking care of that one.
Before we do, Indie CD and Vinyl was a part of some sort of really good list.
They were.
Yeah.
Yes. They were listed in some
Top 20, was it 25?
top
Is that the
25
number?
in the United States of record stores and or bookstores.
Yes.
They were listed in that. So that's really, really dope.
Yeah, shout out to them for that, man.
Congrats to them. They're
No
great
doubt.
people.
That's super dope. They got a great staff. They took care of us when we, went live there. So, yeah, salute to them. Very, very good staff. They got some heat as well. Jazz collection is crazy. All right. So, quick hit here before we jump into some music. Chris Darden has backed out on Eric Holder in the Nipsey Hussle case. He was representing him, public defender. He's out of there now. He decided to back out because he was receiving threats to himself as well as his family. I thought the whole thing was about publicity stunt for him to get some gas behind his name because he hadn't been in the news in a while. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. The whole thing was bullshit to me. To that, you guys say what?
Fuck him.
All right, that's cool. I'll take that too. Spoolz?
No, I don't think it was a publicity thing.
Okay.
And I don't blame Chris Darden for not being his attorney any longer because doesn't look good for Eric Holder, man.
At all.
That's probably why he quit.
Because they look good for him.
He don't want to take another massive public loss
Yeah.
like he took back in the 90s with OJ.
Yeah.
Because that was very public. That was the
Public.
first case televised, right? Am I wrong?
No, I don't think that was the first
I don't know if that was the
televised
first
case.
televised.
The
So it
first
was certainly
televised
like
with a celebrity involved?
Maybe something like maybe you're right.
maybe
maybe
you're right.
Maybe it
That
was.
was the first.
I know it was like
Rodney King is definitely not a celebrity. Go ahead.
I know that. I don't think that's the point that he was making, but fuck, I forgot because of all that just fuckery. So go ahead, whatever you were talking about, man.
That's all I wanted to add.
All right, cool. I was gonna say something, but
But
I
he's
can't
out of there
remember.
now. He was receiving multiple threats. So
Oh,
he had
don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't blame him.
Yeah.
to- Yeah. He had to get
It's
up
not.
out of
It's
there.
not cool having your family and yourself threatened over doing your job.
Yeah. So apparently it was getting real bad. So he's out of there. So we'll see how that goes. Doesn't look good for fam anyway. So whether he's
He's
there or
not my fam.
that's the wrong word. Doesn't look good for old boy anyway. So he's pretty much gonna be up out of there at some point. So he's a goofy for doing what he did anyway. So
I mean, even if he, it's not.
yeah, it's a wrap for him.
I'm not even talking about getting out of it. I'm just saying, like, he's either probably going to spend the rest of his life in like a psychiatric ward or hospital, potentially, maybe.
Yeah.
Because, and if he, like, as soon as I would imagine, right? I don't know everything by any means, but as soon as he would get released out of any sort of like protective custody, I don't imagine him being alive too long.
At all.
Nah.
At all.
So
Man,
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap. So that's that. Let's see. What else do I have here? Shout out to Big Boy from OutKast. His son Cross graduated from high school. That's crazy because we old enough to remember when OutKast was young and upcoming with their albums and everything. So there was an article that came out about OutKast reunion. I got gassed when I first saw it, but I had to take the context and understand what it was. It was a graduation because 3 Stacks showed up for the graduation. But Big Boy was on, Hot 97. He talked about the OutKast and Tribe album that, Dre alluded to when he was at the Celebration for Life for Fife. And Big Boy gave us some new information that I was not aware of. I wasn't privy to. Maybe you guys were. But he said that everyone flew down to Atlanta and they actually had all the beats picked out for the project. And then Fife passed away and they kind of, everybody was busy or working on other things and the project kind of dissolved. But it's crazy to know that they had already picked out production. He didn't say what production it was or who produced what. I'm assuming Organized Noise, Q-Tip, you know what I'm saying, and maybe whoever might have wanted to chime in or, you know, contribute. But it's just crazy to think about what could have been for that album. And now you hear, you know, one of them say, we actually had all the beats picked out. Like, to hear those beats and to think about the concepts and how those records could have gone, I think that could have been a monumental project. And it just, you know, just rekindled some of my thoughts about what that project could have been when I heard that.
Oh yeah, that would have been incredible. I didn't know that. I had that. That's the first I've heard that.
That's interesting.
That they had picked beats out. Yeah, that would have been something special, man. R.I.P. Fife.
And what year? So this was right around the time Fife was.
Yeah, like if you watch the clip or
sick.
read the transcription from his interview, that he says, you know, people came down to Atlanta, we picked out beats, all of us were together, and then he was like, and then Fife passed away. That's how he said it. So it must have been, you know, relatively within the time frame of him passing.
That's crazy to think about, because this is post. I mean, this is what 2000. When was this?
17.
Fife passed what, 3 years? How long ago did Fife pass? Has it been longer than that?
Years.
4.
It was
4 or
before
5?
the project actually came out.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, how long? When was it that
The project came out in 2016.
16.
Yeah.
So about
15-ish.
2015, 2016, somewhere in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been amazing to hear
Boy.
that.
Yeah, that's it.
Wasn't he living in Atlanta? Fife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he living? I wasn't aware. He was living in.
I think he
Atlanta?
was living there
Okay.
with Jerobi. I think Jerobi was living there too.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Word.
I don't know if
Yeah.
they were living together, but
Both were in Atlanta.
2016. Yeah.
16. Okay. Word. Yeah, that's tough, man.
Man.
Like it made me even. I'm selfish, so it made me more frustrated when he was like, we had already had the production picked out. Could you imagine what that production sounds like, and you know, just people that got a chance to hear it and think
Actually,
about what it would have sounded like?
I don't know what that would sound like.
I don't know. Like
Like,
between Organized Noise and Q-Tip, Ali Shaheed, if you want to throw him in there.
was that who was doing it? Do we even know that?
I'm just guessing based off their previous, you know what I'm saying, previous history. I can't see OutKast doing a project with Tribe and not having Organized Noise involved. Like I can't imagine it without them.
Could be all beats.
I can't
by the
imagine them
pound.
doing a project either. I mean, I understand they picked out beats.
See what I'm talking about, Red August?
I missed that. I must.
He said beats by the pound.
I said it could be all beats by the pound. Who knows?
Shout out to KLC them, but that's foolish. Go ahead,
But
man.
now, what I was saying is, I understand he said that they picked out a bunch of beats or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine those two groups, OutKast being a group that was heavily influenced by A Tribe Called Quest, not organically create something in the studio.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's why I don't know what it would sound like.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be cool if Organized Noise was in the studio with them doing it.
Yeah.
Big
Who knows?
Big
It could have
fan of
been.
theirs. Like,
They could have been working on it and collabing, like, to his point, with the organic vibe and just never told anybody. Could be.
could have
is
been
it-
all produced by.
I mean, if that were to happen though, there would have to be some kind of
Metro
session
Boomin.
tapes or something like that with somebody vibing. You know what I'm saying? Picking out beats and actually creating something organically is two different things.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess my thing would be because it's all speculation what we're talking about,
Right.
So who's to say that they couldn't?
That's
have-
kind of.
Who's to say they couldn't have met in sessions and jammed out organically and then went back and then picked from said beats?
And the beats
Like-
could be stems.
Could be stems.
You know what I mean? It could be
Yeah.
rough patches which you can
Yeah.
go back and work on together. So, I mean,
He probably would have elaborated a little
That's what I
more
mean.
if that
He
was
probably
the
would have.
case.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But either way, the concept of, you know, just the idea of that itself, like the material to me would have been, I don't know, like I can't describe what, you know, my thoughts. I just know how crazy that could have been, you know, from a musical standpoint. Because you're talking about two of the elites, you know what I'm saying, and two that have always been to themselves with their sound as opposed to whatever's been going on.
So let me pose this question: Who do you think would be? I mean, outside of obviously Organized Noise and Q-Tip and
Yep.
Who would you guys like to see? Who would if who would you like to see in the studio with them?
Knowing them
creatively,
unreleased Dilla, maybe.
Yeah.
You know it would be nuts.
I mean,
I really think that's a possibility.
Madlib.
With who? OutKast?
No question, because Tribe has a connection.
What about Madlib?
I could see
How
Madlib.
wild would that be?
I could see Madlib.
Not sure if it would like.
I don't know how well
I
it
don't know
would fit,
how,
but
I
I
wonder.
could
That'd
see
be wild. You know, it'd be a wild sound.
it'd be interesting. I guess I've heard a lot of unreleased Dilla beats, and I don't. It's one thing to have like Busta Rhymes take a bunch of beats and like rap over them for a mixtape, and stuff like that. But like we're not getting like the greatest Dilla stuff we've probably heard at this point. You know what I mean?
I guess my train of thought would be unreleased Dilla.
I mean, it's kind of hard
with
to
organized
top
noise sauce on top of those joints.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know, man. I think it might be dope.
It might be, but I don't know how I would feel as you taking. Like, who gets to say okay to that? Like,
Yeah, that's
you know what I
true.
mean? Like, who gets to say okay? Here, take this beat by Dilla.
My Dukes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
she could say it.
I guess.
She definitely could.
I don't know.
I don't know. It would. Yeah. Interesting.
I mean,
topic,
obviously,
man.
I think Anderson .Paak probably fits in there somewhere.
No
Oh, yeah.
question.
I
For sure.
I was actually thinking Free Nationals.
Ah,
So I mean,
Does
that
Big Crit
includes
fit in
him.
there somewhere?
He could.
he could.
We could.
He could.
I'm trying to think production-wise, like.
Pharrell never really did anything with OutKast.
But Pharrell is a huge Tribe fan, though. So I couldn't see that project coming out without him being involved. Like, he swears by Low End Theory. Swears by it.
I want to hear some Flying Lotus in there.
Yeah.
That'd be
That'd
kind of
be
cool.
dope.
It'd be weird enough.
Yeah. That's why I think about Madlib too.
Yeah.
Just different. I mean, I know they're not the same, but it'd just be weird, man. Like,
Yeah. Madlib's ear is definitely different.
Hey,
From a sample picking, we know that from a sample picking standpoint, just
That
how you
band-
crafts things together.
That bandana's supposed to be coming soon too, right?
Man,
June?
speaking of that, they say it's coming out in June, and I found out that Gibbs and Madlib are gonna have a trilogy, so there'll be one more after this one. Now, that gets me excited because Pinata was crazy. So if they're gonna do Bandana and then do one more, who knows what this one will sound like plus the third one. Like they had the what was the name of the sequel that dropped? 𝗀𝗲, I believe, was the first one. I can't remember the second one, but their chemistry is crazy. I never would have saw it coming, in my opinion, but after
they dropped Flat Tummy Tea and
Flat Tummy Tea.
and Bandana,
Bandana was a single,
but it's
right?
like a bonus track. I don't know if it's gonna be
Gotcha.
on there or not. Yeah.
So who knows what it's gonna sound like, but their chemistry is crazy. When you think about the last album to now, what it could be in the first single, I'm excited. And to know it's a trilogy and they're gonna do one more, I'm not mad at that.
With it means that shit, it might already be done.
Could be.
So
Yeah, Pinata was stupid. I'm sure we all across the board rock with that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator is dropping the album this Friday.
Oh, word.
Tyler would be good in that OutKast room too.
Yeah.
OutKast tribe.
It'd be interesting.
I'm not mad at Tyler. Like,
He's talented. I like Tyler.
yeah, he's very dope. Flower Boy was
Kendrick in that. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. His Tyler's last album.
Terrace Martin.
Yeah,
Yep,
Good
that would be a
call.
good one.
good call.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler's last album was dope though.
Oh yeah.
A lot of his stuff is
Like
though.
I'm in. Like even what was the project before the last one he dropped? Cherry Bomb?
Cherry Bomb.
It was heat on there. Like I was asleep. I bought into the antics and everything that was going on, but I was like, let me pull that aside and actually go into, to see if this kid's actually got talent. He got some heat. I heard he produces a lot of his material. He said new album's coming out. I wonder if he's producing the whole joint.
I've heard a few snippets on his Instagram
Okay.
that sound pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He be in his bag on the production too, on
Yeah.
the low.
He's similar to a Mac Miller, man.
100%.
How his musicality evolves.
Yeah.
Every time he releases something. So
I can appreciate that.
Interested to hear what it sounds like.
Yeah, I can appreciate that because I didn't realize it, but he cares. Like, he really cares about the product. So I'd be really, really curious to hear. I'm not sure what the album's called, but I'd be curious to hear what that sounds like.
His
I think it's called Igor.
Igor.
Yeah.
Word. Okay.
His videos are some of the most creative ones
Facts.
that have come out in the last decade. So.
That's a fact. Yeah. He's cut from that.
About Tyler's videos?
Yeah, Tyler's video.
Man,
yeah.
I remember when I first saw Yonkers.
Yeah.
It's like the simplest video.
Mhm.
Seems like probably I was just like, what the fuck?
When
Like,
it's
Crazy.
already
Wild.
ate the roach.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, the whole, it's wild.
I think he's along the lines of like Missy used to do that for me. Missy would be the one I would look forward to with her videos. She always was, you know what I'm saying, left field. Busta Rhymes even.
That's what I was
His
going
joints
to
was
say. Always
left
loved
field.
Busta
Yeah.
Rhymes
The
videos.
fisheye lens was in full effect and all.
100%.
Indeed. Shout to Cool Keith.
And his budget was $1 million for that joint with what's it gonna be with
Hype
Jetty?
Williams.
Yeah.
Hype was cleaning up, man.
He was
somewhere
cleaning up.
chilling right now off of just early 2000s, late 90s videos.
Facts.
Belly, right? He did Belly too,
Yeah.
right?
Facts. Hype somewhere good.
That's
ain't
how
he?
Belly was a long ass music video for the most part.
There's some really, really cool sequences in Belly.
Mm-hmm.
The opening sequence is really dope.
Facts.
There's some additional ones in there that are just, I don't know, man. Like, do you guys remember the one where they're raiding them in Kansas or
Yep.
Nebraska or wherever they're at, and
Mhm.
they're coming out, and the police are shooting at them, and the way that whole thing is shot, like that
Yep.
whole sequence is really dope. Like, yeah, dude, he was killing shit, like in that movie and
He had the
that time period, dude.
Yeah.
he had the squeeze joint with the, you know what I mean, like how he did with his videos to how come down like that before they start. Like, Hype definitely got a bag. You right.
He got a bunch of them.
He's sitting on multiple bags.
Yeah, he chilling.
He chilling
You don't
good.
really hear about him doing many videos nowadays.
Not at all. Don't even matter. He's sitting on bags.
Should be.
So let's get to last topic before we get out of here. I think we got about 10 minutes or so left. Logic and Charlemagne. Jay Diff, we talked about Logic, and we were talking about this prior to coming on.
We actually talked about him last episode too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Charlemagne piece
Okay.
in terms of him not hitting the black circuit, if you will, from a radio standpoint, the interview standpoint, whatever he puts out as material. And he actually had a verse where he talked about he excludes the Breakfast Club because Charlemagne's a clown, and he talks about all that stuff. And that led Charlemagne to give him Donkey of the Day and to pretty much berate him on what he talks about in terms of biracial, biting Kendrick, biting all these people in his style. So we've talked about all this stuff before, but I want to ask you what you think about the piece about him not reaching out to some of the urban locations when it's time for the album to come out. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I think Charlemagne hit the nail on the head. If you think about it, he doesn't hit Hot 97.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit the Breakfast Club when he goes through his rounds.
Catering to his fan base.
Don't do that.
He's trying to remain safe.
He's trying to stay safe.
And
Okay.
And what I mean by safe is going to the Breakfast Club. I mean, they hold no punches.
They gonna challenge
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So when he's hitting all these different markets, he's staying in a safe realm of people that aren't going to challenge him to have to speak on something that he either A, doesn't have an answer for,
Right.
or doesn't know how to answer it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Charlemagne actually had a good point.
Yeah.
But he went at it. Logic did get at him on his album.
He did. He
about
put him in a
something.
verse.
Yeah.
He mentioned a part about him, talking about what he was, the bet that he had with Tekashi. What he said he would do if he ended up getting out of jail or whatever. I don't really want to talk about that. I don't want to say that per se, but he definitely mentioned fam in his verse. Got at him. And Charlemagne had some good points, especially I was thinking Charlemagne was just going to try to clown and, do the comedy routine and just do Donkey of the Day. Till he mentioned the point about the urban circuit for the interviews. I was like, yeah, he got a point right there, 100%. He has a point. Lone, you said, I heard you chime in talking about his fan base.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I think Terry's point's better than my point.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I think it has something to do with it too, though.
What's that?
What he's saying about his fan base.
Yeah.
Because before we came on, I had mentioned that I feel like he's trying to be like Eminem, and what I mean by being like Eminem is not being Eminem as far as an artist, but wanting to tap into his fans as the new face of that. And since he identifies as biracial, which he wants everybody to know on every album, every song, whatever,
100%.
he kind of fits that mold to take that position, with M being, I wouldn't say retirement age, because I mean he still can spit, but a younger face that can take on those so-called fans who don't like rap, but hey, I mess with Logic. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So
yeah.
I'm with you. Spoolz, jump in. What are your thoughts?
Again, I think that made a lot of sense too. I don't know a ton about Logic. And I watched his episode, the Rapture episode about him.
Yeah.
Really appreciate his I don't know, just like passion in general, I guess. His music doesn't catch me, but he's a talented person.
I agree.
And he could be doing that. Like what Terry just said, like that Eminem crowd of, and I'll go further with what he said, like, I don't really mess with rap music and I don't really mess with black MCs, but Logic is that safe guy for that group.
Mm-hmm.
He could be.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. It's kind of fucked up, dude.
It is.
If that's the case. I hope not. Because Logic seems to, like, him being biracial obviously affected him a great deal.
It still does, apparently.
So
no question
if that's
about
what he
it.
wants to rap about, it, go for it, man. I don't know what that's like. So if you need to get that off, cool. Like that, but and the whole
kind of like how Eminem rapped about his mom and
Man,
So
I mean,
it's
there's
same cloth.
yeah.
Same cloth.
there's something to identify with a certain audience. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, he's talented. I think. I've never bought a Logic album. I probably won't ever buy a Logic album.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems to be doing really well for himself, and I more dig on like. I thought it was cool, like the whole 1-800 song or whatever, like the depression, like that's real shit, man. Like, like I thought that was cool.
But
he's a little much for me. That's kind of all.
But
There's a lane
didn't
for that,
didn't he
though.
even like snatch that idea from somebody else?
Yeah, that's been done. Before.
See, I didn't know
It's
that
just
either.
kind of like
I didn't realize that.
when
so
you
y'all
try
put me
to
on
like
game.
him, it's kind of like oh.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do. I feel like right now, I'm like, you just shot one of the things down. I didn't know that.
Charlemagne
So,
got
like,
at him about that.
Really?
Yeah, about him pulling from everything else.
It's
Now,
like
the black. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say it's like he takes popular things by like artists that are maybe not mixed.
Yeah.
He's kind of Elvis-ing a little bit
Well, let me ask
We've
this.
been talking about that for years.
You talked about the black, like, or urban
because
markets.
he appeals to a different market.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, does the black and urban markets like Logic?
Well,
I don't know if he's embraced.
Is he embraced by?
well, you got to understand too. Logic. Before I even knew who Logic was, I thought he was a white dude.
I did
That
too.
was rapping because a lot of his tapes were called Sinatra
Bingo.
and Rat Pack, and it's I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I see what dude's doing. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I didn't really check him out like that though.
Yeah.
But I don't think he ever really tried
Yeah.
because he kind of got in his pocket and he stayed there. And now that he's more popular, I don't know.
So if folks aren't rocking with you, why would you go to this radio station? Not trying to defend Logic.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be a part of that culture.
Yep,
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense.
You
You know what I
benefit
mean?
off of
he
it.
was still going 106 in Park.
He would
back
go on
in the
106
day.
apart.
Yeah.
I seen In Sync on 106
But
in Park.
is Power One up? Oh, that's a different conversation. Like, do you have to be part of the culture to go to talk to Charlemagne
No.
and Ebro?
I mean, they talked to
You know what I'm saying?
book authors and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
reality stars, all that type of goofy stuff.
I don't know. I feel you though. That I feel you. It's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
But skipping over them and Hot 97, it just kind of stuck out to me because those are what we would call staples when you talk about the hip hop run when people do interviews.
Yeah.
Something
I
else
wonder
I
if
want
they've
to touch
asked
on.
him. You know,
we might have to do this next episode.
Yeah.
But as far as rappers that rap fast, just because you rap fast, that does not make you good.
Okay.
That may just be a topic all in itself we can touch on.
I like that.
that sounds great.
I like that. We can bring that up next episode because we can talk about a lot of people in that regard.
Yeah.
Word. I think that'll wrap. I think that does it for episode 133. Shout out to Lonegevity, DJ Jay Diff, DJ Spoolz. Red August is in the building. Jay Morris in the building as well. Make sure y'all subscribe.
𝐀𝐄𝐃𝐃𝐒.
Hit the bell. Shout out to 𝐀𝐄𝐃 as well. Hit the bell on YouTube and also our Patreon our site, Patreon.com/NewOldHeads. Go in there and check it out. We got some dope things to offer.
.com.
.com. And we'll see y'all next week. Thank you, Spoolz.
Peace.
Peace.